Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, family. It's your favorite Moor, Micah Elevate, live back at you guys one time for the one time, just to give you guys a quick update on what's going on in my life as usual. So where should I begin? Last year I had a situation, I had a mental health situation due to a lack of communication in my family.
Excuse me, sir, but what in the doohickey are you talking about? Mental illnesses do not arise from lack of communication, okay? You probably had a mental illness because of all of the Moorish science you have encountered over the years. Stay away from Moorish science.
Which led me onto somebody's property, and, you know, as a Moor, Moors are home. We are on our homeland. Therefore, we cannot criminally trespass, which is a statute enforced by the United States government. Correct? Correct. So with that being stated, I didn't lawfully trespass onto this individual's place. I ended up writing them a letter and everything, just letting them know what was going on with myself and why I was in their yard. And at any point in time, these people could have come out and told me to leave, right or wrong. Okay then, they could have asked me to leave. Instead, they called the police.
Okay, so just like all Moorish sovereign citizens, he believes that this is his land, this is his ancestral estate. So what he just described to us is his family kicked him out of his house, and he then went and camped on somebody's lawn, and he sounds like he's rather surprised that they called the police on him. Why would any homeowner just allow some random Joe with a red fez hat on to camp on their lawn? This dude is absolutely nuts. He's nuts.
And the police did all this. Once they found out I was a Moor, once they found out I had knowledge, once they found out I was one of these dumbass, ignorant ass niggas walking around this down on their luck. Oh, the situation changed real quick. Is just scared.
Scared of what? You see how delusional all Moorish sovereign citizens are? They like to amp themselves up to make themselves seem bigger and more powerful and important than they really are. So the police was scared of you. You were the one camping illegally on somebody's lawn. They're supposed to be scared of a homeless person with a red fez cap on? Give me a freaking break.
So anyways, they've been holding my phone in my tent hostage, and I spoke with the DA in March, and they informed me that they did still, in fact, have my tent and my cell phone, which I paid over $1,200 for and had it paid off, so I want my phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the contradictions in this Moorish sovereign citizen story already? He just told us that the police was scared of him, and now in the same breath is telling us that the police took his tent and his phone. The very tent that he was using to trespass on somebody's lawn. If they were so scared of you, why were they able to take your tent and your $1,200 phone? Please answer that question for me.
And I did the legwork to find out what office, and eventually by April I ended up speaking with the attorney's office, and they told me to ask for my things back, which, being a Moor at the federal level, these state employees, they know when they encounter honorable people. And when people ask me, I don't like the terminology, what's your name? Because I'm not a Christian. Christians have names. Moors have titles of nobility.
You're retarded.
This is our empire. We've just been letting pilgrims do all the legwork for us. But those days are over with. So yeah, I spoke with the Attorney General's office, and they told me to ask for my things back. I'd already filed a motion and everything for it, and the motion was signed. So they knew how I was coming. They knew that they were in deep shit with me, so they want to be on my good side. So they offered me all little types of pleas and shit like that, and I'm not taking none of that. I want my shit because I did not commit no crime. And at the end of the day, like I said, if these people didn't want me on their land lot, they could have.
Excuse me, sir, but trespassing isn't a crazy charge. So if they're trying to give you a plea, you should just take it, and then you'll be able to get your stuff back. Because right now your stuff is probably being held as evidence in the case, and you won't be able to get it back until the case is finished. So if you take the plea, then you'll be able to get your stuff back.
So keeping all of that stuff in mind, as Moors, you all, we have to do better. We have to stand on the Constitution, and we have to stand on our treaties that our ancestors left us to combat this corruption in our governments, state governments all across North America. That's how we move, and that's how we solidify our power as we the people against these corporate sellouts. But at this point, people have to do their own due diligence and their own knowledge studies, because what's for you is for you, and these state actors are going to apply that. So I always get called at the end of court proceedings, because they know, and by they I'm speaking of the state actors who are acting as custodians of our estates. They know who's honorable and who's not, as well as who has the knowledge and who doesn't. So I always get called last.
Okay, so the video cuts off there, but let me just sum up the story that this Moorish sovereign citizen pretty much told us. He told us he had a mental break. His family kicked him out of his house. So after being kicked out, he went and squatted on somebody's lawn, and the owners of the property called the police on him. So now he's going back and forth to court, and he doesn't want to take a plea agreement, but at the same time he's crying that he wants his tent and his phone back. And that's pretty much it. This is the result of Moorish science. I'm pretty sure he got into it with his family, because he was walking around the house talking about, this is my stuff, this is my land, this and that. And you know, his family, they don't subscribe to that Moorish nonsense. So they probably kicked him out. And because he believes that the land, all the land is his, he went and squatted on somebody's lawn. Moorish science is an absolute joke, ladies and gentlemen. Stay away from it. Now it's time for some Moorish entertainment.
Les jours ici, dans cette appart minable, priez, 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 riez seulement, priez, 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 riez seulement.
I ain't worried about a blog or a bitch. Speaking of my news, if it's news, you a snitch. Ah.